Hello there and welcome to another Pleasure Beach Experience video. Today I'm doing something very different. I'm at the European Attractions Show as press and I'm really looking forward to sharing whatever I see here today. I'm not really sure what to expect. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm going to be doing a couple of interviews with some of the roller coaster manufacturers, so hopefully this video will go well and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in to another Pleasure Beach Experience video.
Now you suddenly want me to behave like a gentleman? That's a joke, really. Your ass belongs to me now. That's what counts. And that's that.
So I hope you're enjoying the footage of the European Attractions Show so far, guys. We're now going to cut in with an interview from Vekoma firstly and then some more footage of the European Attractions Show. Hi Benjamin, and thanks for agreeing for an interview for Pleasure Beach Experience. Firstly, can you tell me a little bit about Vekoma and your role within Vekoma?
Of course, well, my role in Vekoma is the role of concept engineer, which means basically since we are a roller coaster designer that I create the new designs. So I get out there with our sales team and we listen to what the clients want, something new, something fresh, and I'm the one who's actually designing the new rides for them and then leading into the engineering process before we get into very much details.
Excellent. So what kind of process is it like, you know, when a park wants a new roller coaster, do you have to sort of listen to them first and then sort of come back to the rest of your team and sort of look at ideas first, or? Right,
so that all depends on the type of ride we're looking at and the type of customer, to be honest, because we do roller coasters all over the world.
Yep.
And in different markets you'll find different priorities, if you will, if someone approaches you for a new ride. So it all depends on the background of the customer and what he's exactly looking for, how this process looks like.
Excellent, thank you. So at Pleasure Beach Experience, some of our favourite roller coasters are some of the classic Vekoma roller coasters, and recently we've seen Efteling turn the Python into a modern roller coaster with new track. Do you see sort of Vekoma going down that route with more of the old style roller coasters but with new technology?
Probably not. I mean, it's our heritage, but as you may also be able to see, we've moved on from those classic style steel coasters, if you will, and we've come up with a whole new range of a new suspended coaster, new sit-down coaster, family rides, thrill rides, everything like that. So we're focusing on the new portfolio, and it allows us, with the upgradable technology behind it, to do something more.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're moving on.
Yeah, sure. And moving on to the future, are you allowed to talk about any of the future projects? I don't mean like confidential ones at theme parks, but just general sort of overview of what Vekoma's doing at the moment.
Right, so as you may have seen in the last 2-3 years now, we're focusing like on the thrill coaster market. So we've got a new generation of looping coasters and launch coasters out there. You'll be seeing a couple of new models using that track train system as well, and we've also revised the suspended coaster.
Of course.
In a similar way we did the sit-down coaster, so that's something you'll see in the upcoming years as well.
Excellent. What would you say is like the biggest challenge that you face during the planning of a roller coaster, like the construction of a roller coaster?
Again, that highly depends on the type of project, how tight the schedule is, and how complex the ride is.
Yeah.
How much of the engineering we have to go through. Is it something we design from ground up specifically for this customer, or is it something where we can take parts that have either been engineered or used in different types of setup, different type rides, or maybe it's something that is an off-the-shelf model, if you will, something that we've built before.
I see.
Yeah. So schedule is always a challenge.
Yeah.
But it highly depends on the type of ride and who our customer is, where the focus should be.
Excellent. And one last question from me. Do you have a personal favourite Vekoma roller coaster?
I don't think I do, actually. Maybe a few years from now, because there's so much cool stuff coming up that a few years from now that would be one single highlight. But right now, it's just looking at the future and see what we still can do.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Hello, my name is Gordt. I'm head of track development and simulation. I'm now in my 10th years at Mack rides, and I have designed the track layout for Icon.
Excellent. Could you tell me a little bit about the planning that went into it in terms of fitting it around the existing attractions? Was it a big challenge to sort of design it how it is?
Yeah, so as you know, maybe Pleasure Beach is quite a complicated park because there are many rides interacting with each other, and Blackpool was so kind to give us a very complicated area where we have already a lot of existing rides, and therefore it was for us a very high challenge to fit our ride into that special area.
Yeah.
So we have interactions with the wooden coaster, we have interaction with the steeplechase, we have interaction with the old go-kart track that was removed, but we had to use that area. We also have interaction with the Big One ride, and some other rides. And this was quite complicated, and the main goal also from Blackpool was to have as much as interactions as possible. And therefore we really tried to do that, to go over, to go below, to go in between the rides as much as we could. And to do that, we did a lot of 3D scans on site to get all the data in our computer to really know where we can go and where we should better not go.
Excellent.
He is one of the founding members of the Gravity Group. He's an engineer and he is a drummer. And what's something else that we can say that's interesting about Chad Miller? He is also an expert at parking vehicles. Like, you know, if you parallel parking or even just driving in forward.
You know, when I used to work in the bus industry, making school buses, and it was just a job during the summer when I was like 20 years old. I had to take one of the unfinished buses around to the parking lot in the back, and I wrecked it into another bus.
So in that way, it was busted.
Yeah, busted. Oh God. Okay, so I'm Chad Miller, like Corey said, one of the owners, engineer of the Gravity Group. Corey is also an owner and an engineer at the Gravity Group. We have two other engineers who are also owners of the Gravity Group, Michael Graham and Larry Bill. We have in our office, including the four of us, we have 10 people now, I think, in our shop, which is primarily Timberliner train assembly, but they also get into some of the other mechanical stuff. We have 5 employees currently out there, and then of course we have a growing and shrinking construction crew depending on our needs.
Great stuff.
aeropuerto de Barcelona para Amsterdam. Barcelona, el Prat. Tu puoi venire all'aeroporto come fu l'anno passato. Ok. Dopo io busco il mio coche e sigo por Alicante.
So we've now come to the end of this Pleasure Beach experience video at the European Attractions Show 2018, which has been taking place at Amsterdam. I really hope you've enjoyed the footage today. I've got to be honest, I wasn't sure what to film on arrival. I just wanted to get the interviews filmed and just go from there. So I hope you've enjoyed the footage. If you have got any feedback, please let me know in the comments, because I'm hoping to do a European Attractions Show next year in Paris. I'm not sure if that'll be possible yet, but I really hope so, because today has been amazing. The chance to speak to the likes of Intamin, Mack, Vekoma and the Gravity Group has been amazing. So yeah, that's it from me for now. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next Pleasure Beach experience video.